This is a Toro Recycler Personal Pace, model 20332. It's an older generation. Apparently Toro they recycle model numbers with different years and stuff. I picked this up off the side of the road at the other end of my street a couple weeks ago and took a little look at it, got it to run. The engine was locked up with no oil on the dipstick, so I had half a quart of 10W30 sitting around. I put it in there and I worked the engine loose because it still turned a bit. It's just really hard to turn. Eventually I got it to start up, and then now it works freely. Seeing as it still has the bagger and it's in fairly decent condition for its age, which is roughly 10 years old according to the date on the engine. I decided to get some new parts for it, and I'm gonna give this another chance at life here. If the Honda mower that I have wasn't running so good, this would probably be its replacement, but I see no harm in having two of them. Matter of fact, I think the Honda mower was the same age as this when I got that. Anyway, it has a Briggs Stratton Quantum, which normally I scoff at these engines, but if they're kept in decent shape, then they're perfectly fine. I took the spark plug off, it runs clean, and it's still fairly decently put together, and despite being run without oil, it doesn't blow smoke, it doesn't knock, it doesn't do anything. It just overheated and froze up one day, so the customers tossed it to the curb. This has a rear-wheel drive self-propelled system, which uses this variable speed personal pace, and it has this neat little feature where this door opens and closes for the bagger. You can switch it without even taking the bag off. You can do it while it's running. They did pick a pretty bad spot for this the sticker, though, for the label, for me to help get my parts for the serial number and all that, because of the way this black grass blows in and gets all over this. I'm surprised it's not scraped off by now, but at least it's well documented. So I'm going, since like I said, I have all these parts here. It's missing a drive belt. The spring for the handle is broken, and the gears on the inside of these wheels are stripped out. So they completely disabled the self-propelled system. So I guess we'll just get started. You're going to hear a slight change in audio since I switched over to my POV camera. And I hope you can excuse the dog barking over there. This is just what life in a suburb is like. People let the dogs out and then they just let them do whatever they want. So I think I'm going to switch over to the wheels first. Oh, there might be a bit of wind too. It's starting to pick up. It's currently 73 degrees outside, and last night it dropped down to the mid-30s. April is probably the worst month for spring around here in southeast Pennsylvania. Now, this gear looks like it's made of metal, so I don't really have to do anything about that. But this is our big problem here. These gears are plastic, and there is a way to upgrade these to metal. They have to change out the pinion too. I didn't want to go that route simply because I didn't want to spend the money right away. I figured I can probably get a couple years out of these new ones, and then if I decide to upgrade them, then I will. Unfortunately, they press these in with pins, so that's permanently fixed to the wheel. You can't just replace the gear, but I think the logic behind that is that if this is worn down, then so is this, the tread. So we just grab our new one, stick the cover on, and I would love to clean these up, but I think I'll do that at a later date. And on it goes. I'm actually starting to become a bit of a fan of Toro, just in the fact that their parts are fairly easy to come by, and they're not too expensive. Oh, this thing still runs, by the way. I just have to fix the brakes on it. They still don't stop very well. And it would appear that I forgot to put a washer back on the other side. Unless it's stuck to the plate. I didn't see it fall. I'll check. I should be lubricating this stuff, but I'm not. I don't know. I don't think it's too necessary. I could be wrong though. I'll come back and do it later. I'm just putting a video together at this point. You know what? Yeah, that washer was there because this bolt went right through the little hole. Okay, now for the self-propelled system. This blade doesn't look too bad either, but it could use a sharpening. I might do that too. That is bigger than 9/16. That's a first. I'll be right back. Yeah, that blade needs to be sharpened. Surprisingly, it's not bent. They use this for what it was meant to be used for. Oh, that is so cool. It just slides right off. No problem. Alright, it's gonna be easy. Looks like I just have to fish the belt through there. I think I said earlier, this is all OEM Toro parts too. And they were not too expensive at all. I think I have to take this guard off. That's not cool. I wonder if I should just take the plastic shroud off. That would probably fix half my problems. It means I have to run up and get a bunch of 3/8 bolts. I just drop the cable out and let it pivot. Loosen the cable up, slacken it. Should be able to unhook the spring, hopefully. And pivot this. That's a big nope. It's that type. Just go. There we go. Oh, it's the squared. Terrific. How do you expect you to get new belts on with it like this? Looks like the tool that my grandfather gave me a few years ago will finally come in handy. Nope. Gotta take them all off. Can't cut corners. Or just pivot it out of the way. Okay, we get our belt. Just shove it on like that. And then back together we go. Should be putting some anti-seize on this, but I don't have any with me right now. Oh, that washer. Little spacer is going to be a problem. Unless you put the bolt on with it. But, before we do that, let's sharpen this thing. Probably good enough for a lawnmower blade. Probably not perfectly balanced either, but I'm not really worried about that too much. Alright. Got our weird setup put back together. Come on, Key, where you at? There you are. And just like that, we got our belt put back on. With our 5/8 inch large bolt. And we get our system put back. Just like that. Should probably use a low torque setting for this. Oh. Okay. Gotta take those other ones off. That piece has to go back on first. There we go. Yeah, see, that washer's still there. Alright. That leaves two more things. This spring is going to be probably the toughest part of this repair. See, what you have to do is get up in here and get a good grip on this and then pry it loose. Which probably isn't going to be possible without a large screwdriver. Perhaps a pry bar. That ain't getting it. I think I might need bigger vice grips. There we go. Look at that. Oops. That comes off. This goes on. Slips in every direction except the one you want it to slip in. Got it. But I should have been doing it the whole time. If you're still watching at this point, I just cut out a ton of video of doing this the exact wrong way. Doing this in a bullheaded way that was not working. So we're almost done. The self-propelled system is now repaired. We are now going to replace the air filter. I already knocked a ton of stuff out of this before, and I don't have a rag with me to wipe this out. I remember the first time seeing one of these Quantum engines. It was an old 90s thing. I don't remember what the brand of the mower was, but it was a bagger. It had a primer bulb on it. I think the reason we got rid of that is because I don't know. All I know is the blade didn't work anymore. I think it was gone. I have no idea why we got rid of that. All I know is I couldn't start it one day, and we ended up with a brand new Yard Machines Quantum. It was another Quantum, but it was new. It was like 2005 or something. No, 2004. 2004. And that thing, I think, just locked up and didn't work anymore. This, however, does not have a primer bulb. This has the auto choke, which is great as long as you let it warm up long enough for the exhaust to keep the choke open. Otherwise it just floods itself if you shut it off too soon. Alright, let's take it over here. See if this belt's the right size. Let's crank her up. That works like a charm. See, that's what I'm talking about. Either my battery's about to die, or I need to, or I'm running out of space. No, my battery's about to die. All right, I'm gonna wrap this up. I'm gonna take it out front and test it out, and then we'll be done with this video. I guess I'll finish it off here with an outro. Works great. I think this one's a keeper. I'll keep it alongside the Craftsman mower. Normally I could sell one of these, but I like it that much that I'd rather just hang on to it as an extra. So I'll throw in a clip of mowing the front lawn, and then I'll throw in a clip of cleaning this thing up. Not great, but not bad. Alright, now let the pressure wash do the rest of the work. Well, got it as clean as it probably needs to be if I decide to start using it for the season. It's gonna look kind of weird having cleaner back wheels and front wheels, but I guess they'll even out as they get used. Pretty nice piece of machinery. I think this one's a keeper. I could sell it, but I don't think I want to. I like it too much. So, I guess that wraps this video up. Thanks for coming to take a look with me. I'll see you next time.